like us, we were forbidden to cross. So if we had a Taliban commander that we were trying to get, because he killed many coalition forces, many Americans, and he was literally just on the other side of the border, we couldn't step foot into Pakistan and get that guy. He was protected in Pakistan, the same country that we were funding billions and billions of dollars with, protected the Taliban and those terrorists.
Was this an open secret? Well, you guys, over there, even on the U.S. and the Afghani side, like did everybody know this?
Yes,
everybody know this. Yeah,
I mean, talk about ridiculous.
Yes,
Corey, what the hell?
No, it was very well. I didn't know it. Like, okay, so I
but you knew that if you're like, oh, you crossed this line, it's almost like, ha.
Right. You can't get me.
Yes.
No, it was my first rotation in Afghanistan. I didn't know all this stuff, but seven deployments to Afghanistan, you learn, right? This is stuff that's not reported in the news. They're not going to say, yeah, we funded our own deaths, right? We fund the killing of our own soldiers. We fund the killing of civilians. No, you wouldn't report that.
How?
But every time that I've deployed to Afghanistan, I would learn a little bit more. And the funny thing is if you ask anybody in Afghanistan that we worked with, they're like, oh yeah, the Taliban came from Pakistan. ISI controls them. They fund them. They give them monies. They give them technical equipment to do missions. They give them guns, ammunition, and oh, by the way, the training and the indoctrination to grow them up to do that. So we worked, my last trip was in Kunar, Afghanistan in 2014, which I met with Sonny once. Yes. He got me a cell phone for my interpreter. We met up. That was fun. But we worked within a few miles of the Pakistani border. And I remember we picked up two kids. One was, I want to say 16 years old. And he had another kid with him who was like 13 or 14. These young kids. Through intelligence sources, but they were sent into Afghanistan to link up with the Taliban forces in Kunar to put on suicide vests and blow themselves up.
At 13 years old.
That was their whole life purpose. And they were scared. Like I remember the night that we got them and the guys were interrogating them, and I was sitting there watching these kids and I was like, holy moly, man, they're scared. They're so scared. But at the same time, the indoctrination, they're driven. Like, I think they were probably more than they were scared. They were just fearful they didn't fulfill their role, their mission to go blow up innocent. It was just nuts.
And is that like one of those things where like, either way, if I don't complete the mission, I will have consequences probably of death. So I might as well do it gloriously. Am I understanding?
Kids are very impressionable, easy to manipulate. I mean, you look at the global child sex trafficking, right? A lot of kids are not gonna, they're fearful, or lost hope, or they're just in a situation for a long time that they just kind of go, okay, this is how life is, But I think that's a really important aspect of why they have the madrasas. Right, because they have, from a very young age where they first learn how to read and write, they indoctrinate them up to, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. So that's all they've known in their life. That's their purpose.
And so behaviors like this, taking advantage of susceptible children, I mean, that's all over the world. Stuff like that happens all over the world. And it seems like the Taliban has figured out a way to benefit from that, to keep some sort of religious, political ideology to continue in the region.
Yes, these are all the policies which are made by ISI for Taliban. And just give it to them. You guys can do the same thing. And as we trained you guys, now you guys can train the same. I mean, the kids in Afghanistan, make some madrasas and use them for your dirty targets.
And the crazy thing is, it's not the adults.
Well, these kids are growing up. here's the thing that based on my experience in Afghanistan, when they're not letting kids go to school, when you're not graduate, you're turning 17 or 18 and not graduating from school, that you would have a goal. Okay, now I will go to university and learn something, and then I will secure a good job in office or in industry or anywhere. They're just going to madrasas. They're teaching them and not teaching them the true things about their faith, but about terrorism, about killing, making like kind of fake videos of cruel stuff. Yeah, propaganda for them, so they can just brainwash them. Like as Corey said, like when they get 14 or 13, like there's only one thing on their brain, that go destroy somewhere, go kill somebody, and that's it. Like I was in Afghanistan, like I graduated from high school. If somebody would come and tell me, can you do this wrong thing? I would tell them, no, I have a goal for my life. I have planned to go to university, and I have planned to get married and have kids and just train my kids, send them to schools to help my community in the future. But a guy who never went to school and he never been in school, and now he's young, he need money to have a good life, he need money to get married, and there is no legal or good way that where he can get that money, like through work or through employment somewhere or doing a business somewhere. So these peoples are good target for terrorists. And then they can just approach to them, hey, you need this. And if you want to go put this ID in there, and you will have this much money. Since this guy doesn't have no other goal and doesn't have any other thing on his hand to work on that to find legal money for himself or his family, so he would accept that and do that. That's why they're using Samuels, and they're also training these kids for all these terrorist things.
What's the difference between, and look, I'm ignorant to Islam and the Quran. What is the difference between like what is supposed to be Islam versus what they teach in the madrasas? Like, where does it differ?
Yeah, I would say like one thing, as I learned the Holy Quran and I know about real Islam, like if you read the whole Quran, you would not find a single verse that says suicide, go kill yourself. No.
Right.
If you read the whole Quran, you would not find a single word that says go destroy a bridge, go blast yourself, kill kids, or go kill somebody. Because also in the Quran, it says if you kill someone, like God will not forgive you and he will punish you, because God is saying he's my creatures. Like that's not, killing somebody, it doesn't mean, it's not only around the Muslims, around the whole creation. God says, I create everybody. You don't have
Jews, Hindus,
Christians, Muslims, Buddhism, all religions, all people around the world who are practicing any faith. They are my creation. So you are not allowed to crawl on somebody. You are not allowed to hate somebody based on their faith, and you are not allowed to kill somebody. You know what the terrorists are doing? They're not only killing those who are not on their faith. We have a lot of evidence that they have attacked people in Afghanistan in mosque while they were praying.
Yeah.
So this is not in Islam. They have attacked schools. They killed thousands of children. This is not in Islam. They attacked on cities or did some blast in cities. They killed hundreds of older men, women, and kids. This is not in Islam. True Islam and what they're doing it's totally different.